What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be building the ultimate mini goldfish pond, so stay tuned. I think I got a pretty nice selection of plants I don't know the names of. I got this janky hose set up. The waterfall is flowing. These goldfish are also kind of chopped. Oh, no! No! This is the most stressful fish transfer I've ever done. I don't know exactly how I'm going to be building this goldfish pond, but my plan is to just go to Home Depot, try to find a nice container that can hold water. I'm thinking something like a planter box or planter pot. Something that looks cool because this is going to be in the front porch. So it's going to be the first thing people see when they walk up to the door. But before we actually go to Home Depot, I got to update you guys on the sturgeon I got a couple videos ago. Here's the sturgeon. Don't mind all the algae. This is like the only place over here that gets full sunlight all day. But he has grown massively. If you guys can remember, when I first got him, he was like half the size and super skinny. But now he's pretty chunky and double the size. So he's definitely healthy. I got the net in the tub. Let's fill the tub up with some water real quick. Just like this. Oh, hopefully I can get him. Oh, yo. Alright, that should be enough water just to transfer him to my room. So let's get him out with the net. Come here, buddy. Come here. There we go, that was pretty easy. There he is in the net. Let's grab him out. Bring him into the 150. Here he is right here. Let's hurry up and take him into the massive fish tank I have in my bedroom. I guess you guys are also gonna get an update on the 150 gallon. It's doing pretty good. All the plants are growing in nicely. Even the platies are growing. There is a little bit of algae growing on the glass, but that's not too bad. Let's go ahead and get the sturgeon into his new home. Here we go. Just pick him up real quick. Look at this guy. He was much smaller in my hand when I picked him up in that video. Now he's a lot bigger. But there he goes into his new home. And he's definitely gonna outgrow this tank in probably a couple months. But for now, this will be his home. Alright guys, now that we got the baby sturgeon inside the tank, let's head to Home Depot. Alright guys, so I've arrived at Home Depot and I have found this water trough that is the perfect size to fit in the front yard. This is what I'll be getting. It's only $130, so I'll see you guys back at the crib. Alright guys, I'm back at the house with the stock tank. It has sort of like this oily coat on the inside, so before I actually start setting it up, I gotta clean all that stuff off. The tub is now sparkling clean and ready to set up, so let's go move it to the front porch.
It's the day of love, together forever, just the two of us.
This is where the pond is going, kind of in like the front walkway area of my house. But I plan on decking this thing out with a bunch of plants. I'm even going to put a little waterfall back here. It should be pretty freaking cool. So let's get started. I'm going to first start off with the substrate. So I got this old bucket of pebbles that I got to clean out. But I'm also going to add a bunch of sand because I do want a thick layer of substrate so that we can actually plant a bunch of plants. I got all the substrate in. There's a layer about that thick in the bottom, which is the perfect amount for the plants I'm going to put in here. But speaking of plants, that's the next step. So let's go collect them in the old bass pond. Here's the old bass pond. It's slowly being taken down bit by bit. But one of these days I just gotta come in here and just wreck everything and take it down. But not doing that right now. we're just gonna collect some plants. This one's pretty nice. Take that. Take this one too. I'm also gonna take the tulies. I feel like that'd be cool. I might also take whatever this plant is. I forgot the name of it. But I'm just gonna take all of these plants for the new pond. I think I got a pretty nice selection of plants I don't know the names of, but let's get him in the pond. I'm gonna start off with these tulies right here. I'm gonna just put them down in this corner. I got all the plants added inside the pond, and it doesn't really look like much now, but I got a vision, and it should end up looking really nice. And now the next step is to actually just add some water. The pond is filling up. I got this janky hose set up. I had to zip tie it down so it'd stay on. But I'll see you guys once the whole entire pond is filled up. Alright guys, the pond is now fully filled to the top. And as you guys can see, it is super cloudy and you can't see anything. So we're just going to let it sit and wait, let it all settle down. But I also got to wait for the waterfall components to arrive in the mail. So I'll see you guys whenever that happens. Alright guys, it is the next morning. The package actually arrived yesterday, but it came at like 10 p.m. So I didn't even bother setting it up. It was way too dark. But now we have bright light and we can actually see. So let's set this thing up. I got the hose right here. Looks like this is for the pump. This is the pump. It's a pretty big pump actually. I didn't know it was going to be that big. But then this right here should be the actual waterfall piece that's going to pour the water. So yeah, let's get this thing set up. I'm probably going to have to stack some cinder blocks right here so it can actually hang. But yeah, let's do this. I got the cinder blocks stacked up behind there. I got the waterfall spout on top, and it literally fits perfect. There's like a tiny gap right here, but it should spill out perfectly. But now we just got to connect this to the hose, and the hose to the pump. It shouldn't be that hard. We just got this elbow right here, and then the hose. We just put the hose right over the elbow, just like that, and then we get this metal piece right over the end, and then we screw it down so it's tight so that no water gets out. No water should be getting out of that. Dang, cut my hand though. Now let's connect the other side of the hose to the pump. Same process, hose connect, and then tighten this down. Now that I got the whole thing connected, we can bring this piece over to the back. Just like that. A little bit of a difficulty. I accidentally broke this plant right here, but that should be alright. It should grow back perfectly fine. But now we get this pump. Drop it down over here. Okay, we got it all set up. I kind of broke the tulies even more, but it's alright. I got a zip tied to the hose so they should stand up and grow back perfectly fine. But now we can plug this thing in and see how this works. Let's go plug this thing in, see if it works. Let's see. Boom. There we go. The pump is on, the waterfall is flowing, and it just barely makes it over the corner so that none of the water pours out. But guys, it looks amazing. The pond isn't even done and it already looks amazing. Just look at that waterfall. But I still got 2 more steps left to go to complete the pond. One you guys will see in a second. It should tie the whole pond together and make it look even cooler than it already is. And then 2 is obviously, well, the goldfish. The next step is just to make the pond look cooler and not just a piece of metal with water inside. So while we wait for that package to arrive, let's actually get this water ready to house some fish. And how I'm gonna do that is simple. All I gotta do is take a seasoned sponge filter with a ton of beneficial bacteria and plop it inside the pond just like this. And now, we are ready for fish. Alright guys, we got the last piece of... Oops. We got the last piece of the pond right in this box. Let's open it up. It is actually, it's this reed fence to wrap the whole thing, so we're not looking at that ugly metal. But it is quite large, so I have to cut this thing up.
That's not the ugliest thing I've ever seen. I don't know what it is.
I got the reed fence fully surrounding the entire pond, and it just looks way better than it did before. It was kind of ugly how it was just metal, so this definitely made it 10 times better. But as you guys can see down here, I have a bunch of plants that I took from the old bass pond that I'm going to transfer into here. I don't know how much this affects the plant, but the roots are just too long, so I'm just going to cut it about right here. Hopefully it doesn't kill the plant or anything, but these roots are just too long. Alright guys, the entire pond is complete, and now it is the time you all have been waiting for, is to actually pick up the goldfish for the pond. So, without further ado, let's head to the pet store. Alright guys, we're at the fish store, and here is their goldfish selection. They have a little bit, not too much. They pretty much only have 2 types, just Orandas and Black Moors, and they're both sick. Both types are sick, so we're gonna go to a different pet store and see what they got over there. Alright guys, I'm at the next pet store, and these goldfish are also kind of chopped. They're like swimming on their sides like half dead. The feeder goldfish look much healthier than these goldfish, so I think what we're gonna do today is just save some of the feeder goldfish, give them a better life, and then in a different video we can pick up a bunch of actual cool goldfish. So I'm gonna just go ahead and get like 5 of these feeder goldfish over here. Let's take a look at them. Oh my god, I can't even get it. Temporarily not for sale. Are we serious right now? There's like no goldfish. What is up with this? I mean, I could get one of these. No, I'm not even gonna risk getting one of these. They're like half dying. Alright, I guess I'm gonna have to go to one more pet store. I'll see you guys there. Alright guys, we're at the 3rd and hopefully the final pet store. Let's check the goldfish. Alright, they actually have some nice ones. Like these guys over here. These 2 are actually pretty nice. I might get those. And they also got this guy. I think I definitely want to go with those 2 right there. Those look pretty nice. But we'll come back to that because over here I saw that they had some floating plants right over here, and I think that look pretty good in the pond, so I'm for sure gonna get the floating plants, and then I think I'm also gonna get those 2 goldfish that are just sitting right over here and right there. I'm gonna find someone that'll help me get the fish, but those are for sure the 2 that we're getting, and then of course the pond plants. Alright guys, I just got out the pet store, finally, the 3rd and final pet store. It was about time, but I got these 2 goldfish right here. They look pretty cool. I also did pick up floating plants, but I'll see you guys back at home when we start acclimating these goldfish. Alright guys, I am back at the house, and take a look at the pond. It is looking amazing, but down here we got our brand new goldfish. 2, I think baby shabunkins, that's what it said on the tank. They look pretty cool. Let's start float acclimating them for about, I don't know, 20 minutes. But then for the floating plants, we could just grab them out, toss them right on top. Don't gotta acclimate plants. It has been about 20 minutes now, and the goldfish are ready to go inside the pond. Hopefully it's not gonna be too hard one-handed. So let's just pop this bag open. Let's dump some of the water out. Makes it easy. Oh, no! 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 Oh my god. No. Alright. Alright, we got him in. That was scary. He just jumped out. Oh, we still gotta get the other one. No. Give it a second. Ah. Alright, this is the most stressful fish transfer I've ever done. But there we go. Both of the goldfish are now in their brand new pond. Look at them. They look like they're loving it already. Again, make sure to drop some name suggestions for both of these goldfish. These are the first 2 goldfish to go in the pond. I definitely want to add a few more, not too many because I don't want to overstock this tank. But these are the very first ones to touch down in the patio pond. But guys, that is going to be the end for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed me making this little goldfish pond over here. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.